All right, well, gentlemen, this is the base of a system. What we typically would start with is a 30-inch diameter caisson hole. So we drill a hole 30 inches diameter, and depending on whether it's in dirt or surrounded by asphalt, it's going to be anywhere from around 8 to 12 foot deep. What we do is, your system's going to be in asphalt, so what we do is we will saw cut typically about a 36-inch or 34-inch square area in the asphalt. Most contractors just simply crack the asphalt out, and then they just fill it with concrete. So in the end, everything's flush and flat, but it doesn't look very clean. We actually saw cut the square, drill the caisson, then when we pour the concrete, we finish it nice and neat and clean to those square edges. We then also fill the column. Now this is 10 gauge, about 3/16 of an inch thick steel, and it's galvanized steel. It will stick down into the caisson to within a foot of the bottom. So if this was a 10-foot hole, this column would go into the ground 9 foot. We also fill the column typically to about 4 foot high with concrete. So it's very sturdy and acts as a ballard. If a vehicle were to hit this, it's very sturdy. There would not be any damage the vehicle would lose. We then go ahead, you take a look over here, the rafters at the top, everything's galvanized. We go ahead and put the upper rafters on, which are made out of the same material, the same 10 gauge, 3/16 inch material. We then go ahead and have these support purlin up above. They're a 14 gauge material. Everything's once again galvanized, and we will connect these to the rafters, to these beams, and then we set the modules on top, and we use 4 connector clips, one in each corner of the solar module, to connect it to the support rafter, or the purlin they're called. So they're very, very sound. They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to move around. We also put a little 1/8 to 1/4 inch spacer between each solar module. We use a 3M silicon material, and what that does is it allows us to keep everything nice and square and organized when we install it, and gives us a little expansion gap. So as this were to heat up in the summer, there's going to be a thermal expansion that occurs, and those little rubber bumpers or silicon bumpers gives this an opportunity to expand and contract without cracking anything. Then the next thing we do is we do the wire management, which, if you take a look here, we have a kind of a semi-proprietary way of installing the. You might want to go this way. Yeah.
Okay.
Where we put the power optimizers, we drill a hole through there, put a stainless steel lug spacer to allow them to continue to breathe, so we don't just screw them up against the purlin to where any heat emitting from them wouldn't dissipate. So they're held off the purlin a little bit so air can circulate around them. And then we take our time doing wire management to make sure that everything's nice and neat and clean, that there's not loose wire hanging down, everything's running consistently in the direction we want it to go, and it's strapped and connected well. And we use a combination of UV of connectors that have a UV inhibitor in them so they don't rot, or stainless steel clips to hold all the wire in place. And that's kind of the long and short of it.